Hello everyone. Today I'll be embarrassing myself by telling you about some of the money mistakes I've made during my UK travels, in the hopes that all of us, but most especially me, can learn from those mistakes. Thank you to subscriber Ian, who gave me the idea for this video when he reminded me that one of the most important ways to save money in Britain is to book your train tickets early so you won't be gouged. And that leads me to my biggest money mistake, and the one that still hurts to this day. 3 years ago, I traveled all the way from Salisbury to Edinburgh with a number of stops in between. I thought I'd booked all of my train tickets, but the night before I was set to go to York, I realized I'd forgotten to book the train. I was shocked when I saw that I would have to pay £100 for standard class. I did try to find another mode of transport and even thought about scrapping that trip and going someplace else. Anyway, I did end up paying that much, and I've certainly learned my lesson. Well, hopefully. On my recently canceled trip, I had booked all of my tickets in the Trainline app so I could keep track of them all in one place. When the 2020 situation happened, the company did refund all of the tickets pretty quickly, so I definitely plan to use the app again to book and keep track of all of my train travel. On my first visit to Oxford, it was a last-minute decision to make that trip, and I had no idea what I was going to do once I got there. When I arrived, it was pouring rain, so when I saw a sightseeing bus, I decided to buy a ticket. Now, I think sightseeing buses are great, especially if you have limited time or limited mobility. However, they are not so great when the windows are so fogged up that you can't see anything, and the only available seat is wet from rain coming in from the open-top section. I guess the lesson I learned from this is to save the open-top buses for slightly better weather and maybe just stop and have a cup of tea when it's raining. And the last mistake I'll share is from my very first trip to London. I was a bit overexcited with my souvenir shopping, and I definitely went into a bunch of those kitschy gift shops buying presents for everyone. One of the items I regret buying is boxes of tea covered in Union flags, red phone boxes, etc. They weren't horribly expensive, but they also weren't cheap. Now I know that the best souvenirs are supermarket brand biscuits and tea. These are my favorite and always a hit with people back home. I just load up my suitcase with treats from Sainsbury's, M&S, or even, dare I say, Waitrose, for much less than I would spend in the souvenir shops. So there are a few examples of mistakes I've made. Let's call them learning experiences. I try to remember these when planning my trips because every pound I can save on train tickets, tours, or souvenirs is one more pound I can spend on the important stuff, the cream teas.